Hello, everybody. Welcome to the another one Hero Tongues podcast. My name is Bart. I'm Polish native speaker.
My name's Adam. I'm a native English speaker, and together we are Hero Tongues, and we're here to present this podcast. Today we'll be focusing primarily on health, primarily physical health. Not going into too much details about studies and like exact medical information, but just looking at what health means to you, what it means to us, and learning some new words centered around health and physical fitness.
Yeah, in general, how we see healthy lifestyle and what we think about it. So,
yeah, our views on physical lifestyle basically. So there's a question that you would ask someone is like, what does health mean to you? So like if I came to you in the street and said, hello, I'm talking about health today. What does health mean to you? And we're talking about physical.
I will ask, what do you want to sell for me?
What are you selling? What are you selling? No, like what does health mean to Bart? So if I said, how do you know you're healthy and what does health mean to you? At your age, to being a guy, what does it mean?
Yeah, so for me, that's three fundamental things. And first one is like eating healthy food.
Okay.
Second is sport. And third one is sleep.
So when you mention food, what would be a healthy breakfast for you, for example?
For me, healthy breakfast, eggs with avocado, for example.
Okay.
I'm eating a scrambled egg with avocado.
Okay, it's very
I
nice.
mean, not too much people heard about it, but yeah.
I think, maybe in Poland it's not caught on, you would say,
Yeah.
caught on, which means people are not very familiar with something when something's not caught on. But I've heard of avocado and scrambled eggs. I think some people also mix bacon with that also. That's another like gold seal of approval, you would say. So that's your breakfast.
Normally I mean also bread, and I try to at the beginning of the morning drink more water instead of starting with coffee.
Okay. Do you drink your water plain, or do you add lemon juice or anything like this? Or is it just plain water?
Plain water.
Fizzy water or still water?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So you just try to hydrate primarily,
exactly.
and intake some protein, and then less carbohydrates than protein, you would say.
Exactly.
So that's do you eat a lot of vegetables in your daily diet?
Yes, but not. I mean, in the middle of the day when I have
in
dinner.
the middle of the day. Okay. Yeah, I tend to eat vegetables like during the day, but then I would say I would avoid them later on in the evening, just due to digestive issues. So sometimes if you eat a lot of green vegetables, very healthy, but they take a lot of mechanical processing in the stomach. So I would avoid them later on because you might get some sort of indigestion.
I mean, I'm not eating only vegetables. I eat with meat, with some potatoes. So
yeah, so you're not afraid of carbs, you would say, because I know there's a lot of talk around keto diets, which is like high protein, low carbohydrate. You're eating good sources of meat and things like this. It all depends on what group you follow, you would say, and I think different diets, especially nowadays on social media, they follow different formats. So ketosis and like the Atkins style diet, which is high fat, high protein, low carbs, they tend to hover around your CrossFit type people.
Yeah, but every diet is kind of good, but depends on what you are doing in life.
Yeah.
If you are sitting all day in front of the computer, you need different diet. If you are running all day, you
exactly.
So
you try and suit it to your needs. You would say you would try and suit it to your needs. It's important to try and get a diet that fits you. I don't think it's one size fits all. You would say like a shoe doesn't fit what fits me, wouldn't fit you, or wouldn't fit somebody else. But I think it's interesting to get the fundamentals correct, so the foundations of a diet correct. So like you said, hydration. And one of the other ones is like intake of carbs and when not to have carbohydrates. Do you need that amount of carbohydrates? I'm not saying you have to do things called macros, which is measuring every gram of everything that you have. That's important for a lot of people. It is for me.
I'm not doing it personally.
I do it when I'm doing triathlon. So when I'm doing triathlon, I really look at my intake and I try to fine tune things in the best possible way I can. I have nutritional qualifications. I used to be a personal trainer. I've done dietetics. I've done sports performance at university, but I'm not perfect at my own diet. But I'm, like I said, the fundamentals are there, and it's better than what it would be without that. But yeah, there's a couple of things as well. So another topic we've got here as well is like what I wanted just to draw it back to is how do you know that you're healthy? So like how do you know that you're healthy? Or how can you... We'll start with that question first, because I want to go on to something else. How do you know that you're healthy?
I'm considering myself as healthy because I feel good. When I feel good, I feel healthy.
Yeah, so your overall feeling. Yeah. Okay. And so your skin radiance, you would say, the way your skin...
Yeah, I have power when I wake up at the morning.
Okay. So you don't feel sluggish, you would say. Sluggish, which means low on energy. So you're not sluggish.
Yeah, I'm not sluggish. I feel power. I'm not afraid to do the things that I'm a little bit scary on.
Okay.
That sounds weird, but
you did. That's a good example. So last week, Bart did a competition. Sorry, the week before last, you did a competition called Runmageddon.
Yes, exactly.
So what does this? What happens in this competition for people that don't know?
I mean that's generally competition was really good. I like things like that.
And what happens? Explain to people. I don't know what it is.
I fall down a little bit and I hurt my back.
So what kind of competition is it? So is it cycling, running? What happens in this?
It's like running and obstacles during the race.
And like jumping, swimming,
jumping in the mud. I don't know this word, but
sounds extreme. Extreme.
Kind of extreme.
So it's not my kind of thing. That.
But mostly it's like a dream from the childhood when I wanted to go somewhere, be dirty, but my mom always punished me for it.
Try to be careful.
In this case, I could do it 100% legally.
But it's for adults, basically. And did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I hurt for sure.
So your mother's advice was right then. After all these years, her advice still stands. So, So I think what health means to me is, like you said, how you feel. So it's the feeling for you. Mine's in numbers. So if I know I'm eating correctly, my cycling times are fast, my running times are fast, or how I expect them to be. And my energy levels feel like they should.
You have more motivation to do anything.
More motivation. I think I'm quite motivated with physical exercise. I'm very motivated. I can do a very boring process for hours and hours. And I can do it at a higher level. And
but that's for you need this motivation for doing the boring
persistence. I would say more than motivation. I think nobody likes to work overly hard, but it's the reward you get from it. But for me, it's not a feeling; it's more of a numbers. So I can just tell with the dial on the bike or how I feel on my watch when I'm running. If I'm hitting those numbers, my machine, my engine is working correctly. There's good quality fuel in there. If I live off burgers and pizzas, which I don't, then I'm going to feel like not very good. So,
and also regarding the diet, I feel that when I eat a lot of, I'm not eating right now, but I used to eat a lot of shitty food, and when I eat it, I couldn't focus on the tasks.
So that's another big one. So when you talk about focus, the one we haven't spoken about briefly, obviously, is sleep. Yeah. So when you speak about sleep, that's the big cornerstone for being focused, basically. So if you're not getting in your 7 to 8 hours per day, you're going to be really unfocused.
Yeah, and also it's worth to mention that I started to prepare for sleep.
Yeah,
I started 1 year ago, and I'm continuing it because it works very well. So what I pay attention during the sleep, I try to, when I go to the sleep 10 p.m., I try to eat last meal at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And nothing more from this time.
We're very different.
Yeah, it's really different.
We're very different. I'm a hungry bear. I eat a lot of food.
I am, but I'm fighting with myself.
Okay.
But it is good because at the morning you are standing up hungry and you eat proper breakfast.
Yeah. I'm hungry anyway if I eat before bed. Like I said, you would say, in English, you would say you're a hungry Horace. And a hungry Horace, you're like a hungry animal, a hungry bear. So, hungry Horace, you would say, yeah. So, I don't do that. So, I'll eat right until I'm going to go to sleep almost. Protein-based things. But, it depends what I'm doing. Like, if I'm doing a 100k cycle in the morning, then I'll eat carbs before I go to bed. I'll eat carbs all week. Before an ultramarathon, for the first 4 days before the marathon, I have no vegetables, no fat, no protein. I have 100% carbohydrates for 4 days. Literally just carbs and water. No caffeine, no extra stimulus. And then on the morning, it's all caffeinated and more carbohydrates, dual source carbs. So you're just like carb frenzy there, like pre-diabetic diet almost.
But you prepared for the...
But once you do an Ironman competition, I can burn anywhere between 12,000 and 14,000 calories in 12 hours.
Yeah, so that's incredible.
Like, you need those fuel sources. Otherwise, the plane goes down and there's no...
So after the race, like you do, is like your body is out of everything.
Out of everything. You're completely depleted. And that's where the motivation comes in. So, but if you've got a clear mind, you can think clearly and why am I doing this? That's one of the biggest questions when you're doing ultra events is the ultimate question is why am I doing this? And if you don't have an answer for that, then you're not going to finish, because even if you feel good at the beginning of the race, 12 hours in, 14 hours in, 20 hours in, you're asking that question, why am I doing this? When your feet are falling to pieces, when your back's hurting, when you're hungry, why am I doing this?
I realized this question after 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours is nothing. So it's like, but you need to be very focused on why. So we've briefly mentioned like sleep. We're not, like I said, we're not going into great detail. We're just, throwing some ideas around a little bit.
Yeah, I also can mention that I'm trying to avoid using some devices 2 hours between sleep to not take a lot of blue.
So the light, the kind of light that you're taking in. They call it blue light.
And it helps.
Blue light, I think they call it.
It helps a lot.
But I like sleeping to sound. So you would say white noise. Have you heard of white noise?
Yeah, I'm using also white noise, but I have the machine which clean my air.
So that's like pink noise, you would say. Yeah. It's not brown noise. I think it's pink noise. So things like fans and AC and that's a different kind of noise. White noise is higher pitched, like rain noise almost. Whereas pink noise is still pitched, but it's a lot more monotone. Whereas I like the thunderstorms things, the up and downness. I sleep really well to it. But I find if it's overrunning in the morning, I struggle to wake up because I want to go back to sleeping. So I only have it on for an hour now to make me go to sleep, and then I wake up naturally with the light. Couple of last things as well before we move on, because we've got other topics we want to talk about. Age-related exercises. So obviously we can't give advice or any advice on women's fitness or health, but men's health. How have you noticed, this is a good question, how have you noticed your body's changed from being 15 to 25? And do you have any different requirements now? So obviously you haven't reached 40, 45, the other milestones, but you've definitely left being a teenager now and you're a man. You're a young man. So what physical and nutritional and different demands and sleep have you noticed becoming that age in the last 10 years?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say that firstly, I can't eat everything.
Yeah.
I could do.
Yeah.
And I had no problems with stomach.
So metabolism, potentially.
So now I can't eat everything. For example, the most... the most popular Polish food, like kebab. When I eat it, I feel bad.
You feel bad. What? You feel bad emotionally,
emotionally,
or you feel bad physically.
Physically, but
so you just feel like not very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you feel emotionally bad because you think I've let myself down. I need to train hard now.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't eat it. I haven't eaten since half year.
Okay, so that's very good. You're not eating a kebab, have you? So your conscience is bad, basically. So I think what I'm hearing as well is you work a lot of feelings, how you feel. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I work off numbers. I just work off numbers and calories. So it's feeling for me I have no feeling towards exercise.
Yeah, but
I do it for
when you eat a lot of not proper food, you feel bad in the next day.
You do that, but I don't feel. This is what I mean. I don't feel very much. Exercise is just a goal. I must go on my bike and run.
Have you had a day when you eat something junk food and then the next day you were in the gym?
Yeah, I've done things like that. I don't eat a lot of junk food though, but what you would class as junk food. But yeah, I'm.
And also a lot of sweet. If I eat a lot of cakes or something like this, in the next day when I go to a gym, I feel terrible.
I think it's all part about your mindset though as well. I think it's definitely mindset plays a big role in how you feel. It's big. I mean, if you're in a war, for example, let's talk about some Ukrainian soldiers. Let's just pretend we're in their shoes. Like, I feel bad on them. But what do they live off? What food are they living off?
I mean, they eat what they have.
They eat what they get, right?
Yeah, but
and how long do they fight for every day? 24 hours, 23 hours, and they sleep.
But
for
they
an hour?
are all the time under the pressure, under the adrenaline.
Exactly, but they're functioning.
Yeah.
The human body is amazing. So I don't think one chips from McDonald's should alter how you work out the day after.
I mean, one not, but 3 packages.
Yeah, but then you should, look at the world's strongest men. They don't possibly eat clean their whole 10 or 15,000 calories a day. 10 of that will be not great food, but they're world's strongest men. And I think it depends on your mindset. And if you want to do something, you can do it.
But the strongest men are generally fat.
Yeah, but they're high muscle mass as well. So if you were to DEXA scan, which is
depends what you want to achieve. Yeah? If you want to be shredded, you have to take care of
It's all about goals.
Like
it's all about goals. But what I'm talking about in general is mindset. If you want to do it, you'll do it. And like whether you're on legs with no fuel in or legs with full fuel in, whether you're on the best energy gels or you've made your energy gels at home, if you want to do a time, you're capable. Your body is capable of doing that time. Because I think it's a mindset thing, definitely mindset. And without that, people really struggle. One last long.
Okay, let's jump to the supplements, maybe.
Yeah, I think
that's also an interesting topic.
So let's talk about your supplements, for example, because I don't know about other people's supplements. What about your supplements?
Okay, so basic supplements which I use is. I forgot.
Are they for your joints or are they for muscles? What's their action?
I forgot the word in English.
So, what is it? Something that's good for your
it is the
lubrication of the joints, or is it something for muscle power like creatine?
No. Creatine also, but that's not main.
Okay.
The
vitamins,
which is inside the eggs.
Protein.
I would
say. Protein.
Easy.
Okay. Białko. Polish is the protein.
Białko. So I use protein, and besides vitamin D, because I'm working all the day inside some
indoors.
Office,
okay.
And I don't have direct contact with the sun.
Okay. And you always wear shirts, long sleeve shirts. So he always wears long sleeve shirts. It's summer. It's 26 degrees outside, and he's all black, like black man in black. I'm like I live on the beach, so we're different people. There.
Some of us need to be formal.
Yeah, I have no style. I just put clothes just hit me in my wardrobe. He dresses nice. So yeah.
And besides, I use creatine already. I'm not and BCAA.
Oh, so what is a BCAA? Can you break that down for me? Do you know what it is? It's called a branched chain amino acid.
I have no idea how to explain it in English.
Branched chain amino acid. So you have essential amino acids, EAA, then you've got BCAA. But when you're just before I talk about my supplements, when you're taking your BCAAs, your branched chain amino acids, there's lots of different ones. How do you take them? Do you take them in powdery format and then mix them with some?
No, like creatine.
You take them with creatine at the same time?
Not even same, but I mean the state of it is like in creatine. So I put
it
into the water, shake it.
So when do you take it? Pre, post, intra? When do you take it during a workout?
Post.
Yeah. Try also pre, intra, and post. That's
in one day?
On the same workout, split it into 3 dosages.
Okay.
You'll get much more benefit from it. And also, there's been a lot of research here. I'm not talking about any specific studies. EAAs, much more beneficial than BCAAs. For bang for your buck.
Yeah, and besides, I'm using like magnesium. I don't know if it is
magnesium
and potassium also.
Magnesium and potassium.
And that's it. But this is like basic supplements, vitamins.
Okay.
Vitamin B sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And besides it, I'm trying to prepare proper food.
Yeah,
I'm eating eggs, carbs like.
Eggs are good also because they're a complete food.
Yeah.
So you get pretty much all your nutrients from an egg.
Chickens, meat like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so eggs being a complete food, like you said, I think they're very important to utilise. Do you know of any other foods that are complete foods or semi-complete foods? So you get a lot of nutrients, like bang for your buck, you would say. Apart from eggs, can you name some?
I would say that chicken
Chicken's not bad. So a meat source.
yeah,
meat source, okay.
I mean, I personally eat a lot of chicken.
Okay. What about
Because I
broccoli?
like-
What about broccoli?
Broccoli also, but sometimes it's like addition to the chicken.
Broccoli is fantastic food.
I'm using the potatoes, rice with chicken, and
Okay.
I'm mixing everything.
Okay.
Broccoli sometimes, and other vegetables.
Yeah.
Carrots.
Carrots, yeah. So you're trying your best to eat a well-rounded plate of food,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, no, I think it's interesting how people consume different meals. My meals are really strange sometimes. To look at them, you'd be like, why are you eating that? But I eat a lot of garlic. I eat a lot of, like, you'd say, macronutrients.
But garlic is also like ingredient to this.
Yeah, but I like plant-based things, so they've come from the ground. So I eat primarily like not so much meat and a lot of like vegetarian food, you would say. But I eat meat sometimes. But my preference would be rather not to eat meat. I can go for maybe 3-4 weeks without eating meat sometimes.
I'm not thinking in that way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you think.
I'm not eat every day also.
Okay.
It's worth to mention, but 3 times a week.
Yeah,
I need to eat.
Yeah, and it's all personal preference. I'm not here to preach the vegan diet or the vegetarian diet, but I just go off what I feel and what I know. I like things like tahini and tzatziki sauce. I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot of peanut butter, pistachio butter. I like utilising little flavours like that, so that you can have peanut butter on egg, and it's really good. It adds a different level.
I also
to the
try
food.
to think about some new tastes.
Yeah, and it's a different taste sensation, So if you didn't want to try that, you can try that. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Bart, connected to health?
I think that's all.
Okay.
Cover.
Like I said, I wanted to just scratch the surface with it. It's like we can come back to this. Just utilising some new words and just seeing what you do. And basically, it's interesting to hear what Bart does for his health and fitness regime, kind of thing. But we can talk about training on another podcast. I think that warrants another podcast.
And no alcohol. That's also...
There you go. So he doesn't
I don't know why we just said it right now.
Yeah, no, alcohol. I very, very rarely... I mean, I can count on one hand in the last 10 years that I've had a drink, probably.
Oh. Last time I drank 5 months ago.
Whoa, okay. That's like close.
And beer is also alcohol. That's
beer
for some Polish people.
Beer.
Because we have like sentence in Polish that beer is not alcohol because it's like
it's the blood of life.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, no, it depends where you come from. Obviously, that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, we've covered some good topics there. Yeah.
So I think that we can finish for today.
Yeah. Okay.
Adam is an English teacher and he has a couple free slots. So if you need some English lessons. I'm also his student. He teaches me to the level that I'm speaking right now. Fantastic. So I fully recommend him, and let's check the link in the description. Everything will be described down below. And thank you for today, and see you in next episode. Bye.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See you next time. I'd just like to also add that the website's adamsenglishschool.com, and like Bart said, the link's in the bottom, and it's all going to be connected to the podcast and blog. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.